talking about the Libra Man and how to get with one. So the Libra Man is born between September 23rd and October 22nd. Their symbol is the scales, their element is air, and their quality is cardinal. The Libra Man is what I call a relationship man, and this person in general, man or woman, I'm always able to guess their sign more than I can guess other people's. So if I meet somebody or I've known someone for a little bit of time, and I'm not sure when their birthday is or their sign, for some reason I have the best luck guessing a Libra. And I think it's because these people normally tend to jump from relationship to relationship, or they're in a relationship all the time no matter what, or when one relationship ends, they're on to another one pretty quickly. And that's because the Libra is in love with being in love. So in terms of a Libra man, a lot of them are very attractive in some way or another. So even if they're not like the male model type, they still have something about them, like maybe they're always very well kept and they dress really nicely, and maybe they always smell good. I'm going to take this bracelet off because it's really loud. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So these men are very flirty and they can be very charming at first approach. These guys like to converse with just about anybody. They're social butterflies, and they can basically talk to anybody, and they have that ability. They're not usually like the shy person in the room. They're not really like a Leo, and they're not like showboating and wanting constant attention, but they're able to really talk to anybody that they need to. They have a lot of people that they're able to converse. They're into material goods and high-class living, but they're also very caring individuals, and they really care about their friends and their family. It's very important to them, so you'll see a lot of Libra men being close to their family. These men, they love beauty, and they want everything in their life to be beautiful and wonderful and, calm, serene, no problems. Being the sign of the scales, they hate conflict, so they hate, when the scales are unbalanced, because that gives them internal issues, and they really want everything to just be calm, cool, and collect. So you won't see a lot of Libra men that, like to pick fights, because they really hate to argue, and they hate to get in big, overwhelming arguments, because these Libra men can actually tend to have a temper, and when it comes out of them, it really takes a lot from them to have that explosion of anger, so they do their best to try to avoid that. So rarely will you see a Libra man, get in a really angry, heated argument, because, like I said, they don't like to feel out of control, and anger, rageful anger can really make you feel out of control. So in relationships, you'll kind of see that they might dart around issues and kind of just avoid conflict as much as possible. Libra men love to be in relationships, or, they prefer it, and they might always have a backup just in case one relationship doesn't work. So you might see that they're friends with some of their exes, or, there was a girl that kind of liked him. He might keep her number and text her from time to time just because he's lonely. And, if he's in a relationship and it ends, then he's usually going to have, like, a list of girls that he might be able to talk to, and he'll probably try to hit them up just so he's not alone. Breakups deeply disturb these men, and it disturbs their lives because they don't want to let go of people. And most of that is because when a relationship ends, they can't have that moment of not having somebody there for them, so they need, somebody to immediately go to. And that's kind of a reason of why they keep a lot of these people in their lives, and partly because they don't want to let people go. Men work better in a pair or partnership. They still really need to maintain their individuality just to keep things running smoothly. This is a guy that knows what he wants when it comes to a woman. He has a clear idea of the woman of his dreams, and nobody's gonna change that. He kind of keeps that in his head until he finds her, and he'll never truly settle down until he feels like he's with the woman of his dreams. So he can be very judgmental, and it may seem at the beginning that it's really hard to win his affections because you're not exactly sure if he really likes you or not. And it's probably true that he's kind of like, I don't know if she has all the qualities I'm looking for, but she seems to have some of them. So there's always like that back and forth in his head, like he's not really sure. He's trying to balance the scales, so he's trying to figure out what it is that he wants, and you might kind of get caught up in that and not realize it, or you may realize it after watching this video. So you can be kind of like blunt to the point of hurting your feelings, and you can also be really nitpicky, which is kind of frustrating. You know, it's just, he can be kind of like making judgments about your appearance and your life, and that's kind of hard, especially when you're just getting to know somebody and they're already doing that. So a Libra man might want to work on that. So all that being said, once a Libra man commits to a relationship, he actually has, like I said, a very hard time ending it. And a part of this isn't just because he likes to hold on to people, but another part of it is he really doesn't want to hurt anybody. So even if he's in a relationship and he's unhappy, once he's in that relationship, he doesn't want to, you know, break up with you and hurt your feelings. And he might, you know, keep someone around and make them think they have a chance just because, you know, he doesn't want to say, you know, I'm not interested in you, goodbye, because that's too harsh of words for him to say to somebody once he's gotten to know them. So like I said earlier, Libra is a social butterfly, and they may have a lot of friends who are actually true friends. You know, you see a lot of people that have a bunch of acquaintances and just a few close friends, but Libra keeps their circle full of true friends, people they can trust. But when it comes to trusting somebody with their true selves, there's very few people that they do that with. So, you know, they might trust somebody with their life, and, you know, they trust that somebody's going to be good to them, but they don't trust letting their guard down to a lot of people and really showing somebody who they truly are. It's usually, the Libra man usually only picks one person to do this with. It might be a family member, a close friend, and if you start to see that it's you, then you'll know that he is truly into you, because if he's sharing his true self with you and letting his guard down, it's very rare for a Libra man to do that entirely, and if he's doing that with you, and it happens, you know, more than one time, then you know that that's a sign that he's into you. So a Libra man, you know, usually want women that dazzle him in all ways, in all aspects, but this is also a sign, you know, there's a few of them that can kind of fall prey or victim to just a beautiful woman, and that's kind of because it boosts his ego and it makes him feel good. So, you know, if this is a guy that's like, finds someone he thinks is like, you know, more attractive than he is, and he's seeing that this beautiful woman actually wants to be with him, he might jump into a relationship with her. And eventually, you know, that's not going to really work out because he didn't get to know the rest of her, and, you know, how that goes. You know, Libra men want a woman who's even-tempered like themselves and isn't going to pick fights and make their lives feel stressful for them. And they also want someone who's elegant. You know, they also enjoy somebody with a bit of an edge, so they'll go for somebody that's kind of like calm, cool, and collected on the outside and maybe a little wild on the inside. They want somebody who's kind to them, but they really won't put up with any bullshit. They don't like to hear negative criticism about themselves, and they'll take it kind of harshly, so be careful. They kind of like the, you know, critiques to come in a way that doesn't make them feel bad about themselves, so just be careful with the way that you might say things to them that isn't a compliment. This guy loves to be spoiled, and he can also be kind of like a mama's boy, and, you know, if he had a mother that spoiled him, he's going to expect the same from you. So just be aware of that. He cares a lot about his family, and if he's had a good relationship with his family, he can have a really hard time breaking away from them. So, you know, when you start dating him, if you really fall in love with him, you might want to put in the effort to get to know his family and fall in love with them too if he's close to them, because, you know, it's very important to him that his family is a big part of his life if he's close to them. You know, and it might be a problem with you if you expect to be the number one woman in his life and it's not you, and it's maybe his mother, his sister, because, you know, like I said, he hates to tip the scales, and he doesn't want to be pressured to do anything, so if he feels like you're pulling him one way and his family's pulling him another, he will probably pick his family over you, at least, you know, in the beginning of a relationship. He hates women that are full of themselves. He doesn't like women that think that they're better than he is, because, you know, like I said, he's not one that's easy to deal with anything that he finds insulting or a critique. You know, and if he feels that you think you're better than him and, you know, you think that you don't stink, then he will let you know that, and he'll be pretty open about it. And like I said, he can be blunt, so he might just tell you straight up that he thinks that you're being kind of a princess and you need to knock it off. You can tell if a Libra man is into you if he starts involving you in his life, and, you know, if he starts bringing you to hang out with his family. he invites you to come, go to his friends' local hangout with him, and you get to know people in his life. And once he starts involving you in his circle, then you start to realize that he has an interest in you. And this is also a guy that will do romantic things. He might give you flowers, write you a nice card. He'll plan a nice date that seems romantic, because he's kind of into that stuff when he's into a woman. But like I said, the problem is not if he's into you initially, it's if he's into you in the long run. This guy, like I said, is somebody that jumps from relationship to relationship, so sometimes it's hard to tell if you're just a rebound from, yesterday's breakup, or if you're somebody that he truly likes and wants to spend time with and get to know and can see himself with. The woman of his dreams. Maybe you fit the bill. Now, this is kind of intense, but if you want to know if a Libra man is truly committed, maybe you've been dating for a few months and you really just aren't sure, threaten to break it off. Like I said, he hates conflict, he hates to be pressured, so if you give him that ultimatum and say, either stay or go, and he stays, that's a pretty good indicator that he's going to be there for the long haul. So as far as good matches with a Libra man, other air signs, of course, like Gemini and Aquarius, usually go well with Libra. Aquarius is kind of the better match of the two. Aries is a great match for Libra, and Cancer can also be a great match. So Leo and Scorpio might work, but it might be a little short-lived and kind of intense, how those relationships go. Sagittarius might work, they'll probably work better as friends. Virgo could work, it's kind of iffy, maybe not, with a lot of compromise. And Capricorn's really not a great match for Libra. It's kind of hard for them to get along with each other and not butt heads. And Pisces and Libra can also be a great combination. So if you're looking to get with a Libra man or just learn more about one, or if you're a Libra yourself looking to learn more about yourself, then I hope this video was helpful to you, and check out my other videos on how to get with different men of the sun signs. I hope you have a great day or night.